Hey friends, welcome back to Bubbly Balloon Co. My name is Rachel, and one question I keep getting asked is what stock do you need to start your balloon business? Like, when is the right time to switch from using kits to actual stock, and what stock should you start with? So in this video, I'm going to answer these questions and more. Let's break this apart for a second. As far as when is the right time to switch to buying stock in bulk rather than like one-off for a single job or even kits off of Amazon or wherever, I don't know if there's like one clear-cut answer that's going to be right for everyone, but what I can do is share my experience with it and any like tips and takeaways I have from that process. So if you're doing the occasional job for family, friends, couple clients, and they're all different themes, it might make sense to wait a bit on the stock unless you're in a position to invest in the company and this is what you really want to do. Personally, I kind of did it in stages. So when I first started, I would either go buy balloons by like color and size at Party City, which was the only party store around me. It was crazy expensive. I was paying full retail and I had so much stock left over that was practically unusable. It ended up being really wasteful for me. Or I'd order kits off of Amazon, and once I discovered that, that's pretty much what I stuck with. So since I mostly used kits, the first thing I did to grow my stock was to get things that would add on to the kits with, to make them look more luxe, make them look more custom, a little more glam, a little closer to what I wanted to be making, okay? So that would be like orbs, chrome balloons. I bought bags of accent balloons, like 5-inch, 17, 24, 36. Those size balloons that didn't usually come in kits, I would buy those in common colors that I used a lot or things that would go with a lot of different kits depending on the different themes and colors or whatever. Get versatile, you know what I mean? White, black, gold, stuff like that. And that quality of professional grade balloons versus what's in most of the kits is like no comparison. Even when I was just using like large balloons from Qualitex in with the kits, it was super noticeable. So when you make that jump to that next level, like that major upgrade, your creations are gonna look better, they're gonna last longer, they're gonna do better in more environments, but you don't necessarily need to upgrade all at once. I started with like 1 or 2 colors that I bought in bulk, and I picked colors that I knew were gonna work in a lot of my upcoming jobs, things I could work into a design with a kit fairly easily, stuff like that. The only like dedicated party shop balloon supply store I was buying from in those days was PS Helium, and I knew that they offered a 10% discount when you bought a case of one single balloon, like one size and color, right? So like 5-inch white balloons. Now I'm sure there's a lot of other stores that offer like bulk discounts, deals on shipping, stuff like that, but that's the first one I knew about and it gave me a target to shoot for. I thought my best chance at turning a decent profit was going to be to get my supplies cheaper, which there's only so many ways to do that if you stick to quality, and get, you know, deals on shipping. Pay less for shipping, pay no shipping. Paying full retail price plus shipping seemed like more than I could afford to do in the early days, and that was a couple years ago. I can't even imagine how tough it's going to be in today's market when you're ordering from multiple stores and paying multiple shippings, like on a single job supply. Ugh. So honestly, I just started saving as much as I could from the jobs I was doing until I had enough saved and I could place my first bulk order. Now I was still buying kits during this time, and not every job that I was doing could use those bulk colors that I had bought, which was white and blush. But as I got more and more jobs and I could stash more and more away towards building up my inventory, I started to buy professional quality balloons for the upcoming jobs I knew were coming instead of relying on kits, and I really started to like flesh out my stock. Now I would try to buy it in one big order as much as possible to at least save on shipping. Even if I wasn't qualifying for like a bulk discount, I would at least try to either pay less in shipping or get free shipping, stuff like that. And then when I had leftovers from jobs, I'd try to be clever about it and kind of plan out, you know, to reuse that leftover in a future job that was coming up so I could really maximize my stock and hopefully save on balloons in future jobs wherever possible. So as far as when to make that jump, I would say if your schedule is like filling up regularly, or maybe if you're now booking like larger, more upscale jobs rather than just like kids parties, which is mostly how I started, to be honest, but that might be a good point. And especially if you have a few weeks notice and you can really start planning out the colors you need and ordering that stock ahead of time so it's not like, you know, you have enough time to get what you need to do it. I mean, some sites like Bargain Balloons, they have overnight shipping and they can help you meet tight deadlines, but you're gonna pay for it. It's not cheap. I mean, the first time I had to use that overnight service, the job I was doing was last minute. The client was like, came out of nowhere, wanted it done that weekend. I had like 3 days or 2 days or something. And I did, the whole job, by the way, was like over $2,000. So I was like, all right, that's it. We're making this happen. I'm going to overnight them no matter what. It was like $100 and they ended up getting delayed in customs because Bargain Balloons was in Canada. I'm in the US. Sometimes that happens. You know what I mean? They ended up making it in time. I'm just so thankful I didn't opt for 2-day. I did do that overnight, but it was like $100, and for me it was super worth it because that job I made a lot more than $100 on. But a lot of time you're not gonna have the option to get professional stock delivered that quickly, and in those cases I feel like a kit from Amazon is a really good backup solution, or you just start building out your own stock and you have what you need already. So as far as what to start with, that's gonna depend on what you use a lot of or what you will be using a lot of. Now keep in mind, if you're taking good care of your stock, you should be able to get like up to a year of shelf life out of it. So if you can kind of think a little bit into the future, see like what jobs you know are coming in the next few months and even beyond that, that's a good place to start with. I mean, maybe you're gonna be using a lot of red throughout the holidays or for some birthday parties you have coming up, or maybe there's like a certain blue that's gonna go with a lot of different looks. Maybe grays, blushes, some really nice neutral shades might be a good place to start because they are so versatile. I know that since I moved to Tennessee and started my YouTube channel, I'm only taking on a very few like select jobs for clients. So the only thing I stock in bulk these days is like white, blush, and black because I use those colors all the time. But I do have at least 1 or 2 bags of a bunch of other colors that I always have to hand in case I need them. And I place regular orders to keep my drawers full, try out new colors, try out new brands as they become available, stuff like that. And if you guys want to see what stock I do have, I did make a couple of videos on that somewhere around here. I'll link for you if you're interested. But like last fall, I was living in Tampa Bay. My business was doing pretty good. I had a bunch of fall-themed jobs booked, so I was ordering more in bulk. I think I ordered like burnt orange, and honestly, I probably ordered all the fall and winter colors that year because your girl has no self-control. She's a pretty balloon, she's gonna get it. And honestly, I still have a bunch of that stock left, so I hope you guys are ready for some banging seasonal content this year. But yeah, truthfully, professional grade balloons get expensive really fast, and it doesn't always make sense to order them in bulk. So like, don't try to force yourself into it if your business isn't ready yet. For instance, to buy a single bag of 5-inch, 11-inch, 17-inch, 24-inch, and 36-inch in just one color, which is like the standard size range I normally would use in a creation, but for one color, it comes out to almost $60, not including shipping. Now, for most jobs, you're probably gonna want 2 to 3 colors, plus accent balloons like chromes, confetti, orbs in different sizes, maybe some foils, and that can quickly add up to 200, 300, and more on a single creation. And unless it's a 50-foot creation, you're gonna have so much left over that you might not have an immediate use for. So really just think about whether or not it's worth it to go that route at this point for you. And obviously with having to buy from like 2 or 3 stores lately to get all the sizes in one color, if I'm even lucky enough to find it, then I'm having to pay 2 and 3 shipping fees on top of it all. So that's what I mean when I say that shopping for balloons can get out of hand very fast. And friends, I want to tell you, I'm working on a solution to this problem for you guys. That's all I can say for now. And hopefully you don't have to wait much longer. Okay, that's really all I can say. But hey, in the meantime, there are some really nice custom kits available on Etsy that look high quality, and they give you more of exactly what you need for like a single job without so much left over, without spending $200, $300, $400. And I do dive into how to pick out a good one in my video on what to look for in a kit, which I will link here for you to check out if you haven't seen it yet. Because it might make sense to stick with kits for a little while and then start adding in like large balloons, orbs, small balloons, a few specialties, things like that to make it really look more custom. And you'll start adding to your collection as you go. Your inventory will build over time, and before you know it, you're gonna have the full spectrum, the full range of everything you want. Guys, I hope that helped give you some clarity on getting started with your own balloon stock, creating an inventory. But let me know if you've got any other questions on this topic, or hey, if there's another area you want to see me do a video on, leave it in the comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time.